ha. Horror, horror, horror. Other than being frustratingly difficult for me to say concurrently like that, stupid fucking accent, horror is a genre with which my relationship is difficult, to put a word to it. Morbid obsession with fear and death as a kid have effectively immunized me to the most commonly used tropes, like, jump scares or that whole, the innocent looking survivor is secretly the killer all along twist. And the rise in both popularity and, to a lesser degree, quality of psychological horror stories has grown a kind of a callus over my ability to get lost in almost any sort of creepy, eerie narrative. For the most part, I guess I'm saying that, though I love the horror genre as a general rule, horror games just seem to lack that special something required that send chills up my spine the way books and movies usually can, barring certain exceptions.
I know the very sex all fit into the same wounds with your suffering, but you really need to make
God, shit! Nope, no, still do not like this. No, no, no. It is so fucking satisfying when I finally stumble across a game that manages to make me feel tense because of the actual environment and the story, rather than because the controls are about as responsive as your Aunt Gertrude after her second bottle of Merlot. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing really special about the controls in Little Nightmares. We're talking very basic platformer style stuff here, but they use what they have to the fullest of its potential without distracting from the absolute treat of creepy visuals and silently told side stories sprinkled throughout the entire expanse of the admittedly brief playtime. I shamed myself for like 30 minutes playing on stream at one point in particular, and it only took me like 4.5 hours total. The entire game screams polish. From the moment you take control of 6, the animations are fluid and strangely lifelike, which only serves to emphasize the nightmarishness of some of the other things you come across. No! No! Bad touch. Bad touch! Though I do feel obligated to note that I did manage to come across 2 big-ish bugs. One actually game-breaking, as it requires a scripted event to happen, which didn't trigger until I reloaded my save file. The other just kinda spoiled the tension of a chase scene, but neither managed to reproduce themselves when I tried, and they really weren't more than some slightly bitter bites in an otherwise remarkably enjoyable meal. Honestly, this game is best enjoyed as close to blind and unspoiled as possible, so I'm trying hard to avoid going on too much about specifics, but it's the specifics that push it from acceptable indie release to solid horror experience. For those who are already inclined to this type of game. I mean, given how short it is, and how simple the actual gameplay part of the experience is for the most part, those of you out there who prefer more engagement out of their games might not feel like they're getting their money's worth here. In fact, I kind of wish this game was no more than 15 bucks, rather than the $20 they have it tagged for on Steam and GOG, because then I could just sing its praises the whole review. However, if solid, well-polished, though simple, platform puzzle mechanics that aid in telling a surprisingly rich and eerily disturbing tale with haunting, vivid visual presentation appeals to your general taste, well, you still might want to wait until it's under $15 because the game is short. I personally don't regret having paid full price though. Take that as you will.